that like you got you got a foul call when it was like a huge shove, but then on the other end with like a light shove, they're like, you know.
I mean, technically, like in basketball, like if I go up to shoot and you touch me any bit, it's quote unquote a foul.
Right.
But it's like the offensive player can like drive right into me, like you know what I mean, like and just get a foul call. Like that's kind of not fair.
It was like it was a clear foul, like
right.
Team, you don't want, you know,
clearly, like both. One of them was more severe than the other, but like Jalen like just tapped him with his chest, like, and that was enough. And he's cutting him. Shut the fuck up, both of you. I wish you could hear what they say.
He has 8.4 points a game this season. That's his career low. He's played at 1164.
They called him to the bench.
1164.
Let me get him out of here.
It's this one tonight.
Oh, Luke Walton is stepping up? Damn, that's dope. That's dope. He's going to be a coach one day for sure. Should hurry up. Hurry up. You see a sorry try to hurry it up. Oh no, that was off of him. You fucking see, they be NBA players are the worst. Like they always say challenge it and they're dead ass wrong. Like I'm like, dude, like you don't, because it is like a fast pace and like emotional, like.
Right.
But look at it. It is definitely.
But something like that, like you had to feel it.
Right here, he hits the last.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like you know, like you literally remember that, like. You literally looked at the ball and hit it.
Right.
Like you hit the ball and seen the ball go out. Like there's no way you.
It's not like it's in the shuffle. Like, this is like after the shuffle.
Yeah, just because like other guys thought he didn't see it, like you know though, and he's like, yeah, like 10 seconds later, like I'd be looking at you like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
Please don't.
you don't remember what happened 2 seconds ago?
The guy even seen it.
Baseball players are like it because I don't know. I'd say it's easier to see like, you know, like I don't know if I tag you, like I don't know, like that's the play.
Right.
You know, like not a lot of other shit's going on. You know, or they're right there, the ball went right there, like that's what just happened. They're usually on it. You will see a couple people get a couple emotional, like, fuck that, like, review that shit, coach. And you. Oh, he called a foul. Wow. They holding us right now.
That's the problem. They call it for such a foul on Shaq Thompson. Oh, that's why they challenged.
Oh.
There's no doubt the ball got off.
Well, I guess that's why they challenged. I forgot about that rule. If they review it, they could switch the call, barring the result, which is fair, because like that would happen, and the team would be like, yup, that's their ball. And he'd be like, holy shit, like you just smacked him in the face. Like, no wonder he threw the ball out of bounds.
Right.
So it is, I mean, I don't know if I agree with the foul call, but yeah, it's a good rule. Because, like, if they miss two things, we only give them a chance to correct one thing.
Right.
Like, you know, it gives them just a chance to correct the first bad thing.
Right.
Because that would be a thing in, like, basketball where I would be like, oh, that's off of you. Or they'd be like, that's off of me. And I'm like, well, shit, I'm calling a foul then. Like, you were holding the shit out of this.
Right.
I know, I need a 10-point lead. Hell no. Good board, Paul. Hey. Oh. He said, fuck it, I'm going to shoot him. I don't know when the next time I'll be out here. Julius Randle with a good handle. I wonder if he might do that. Probably not.
He's a golden brother.
Maybe dogging them, but I like him.
On the Timberwolves.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the
Rudy
fans
Gobert
reason to get
says, let's
jacked
go
up
to
and
chance the
excited
Pistons
come
can get
out
out of
early.
here. Let's
Be
the
in a
10-point lead,
business
which
mode
is going to be
mindset.
critical.
You got to
But I
start
think it's
fast. You
important
got to have a sense
psychologically.
of urgency. You cannot come sleepwalking into an.
I do not disagree with that. Next to the halftime report, Mickey York and Timothy.
I got you see it was snowing over there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's Sasha out and unavailable the rest of the way. Needing a rest.
I mean, I guess it's not too crazy.
This crowd will pounce on you and
One
seize
guard by
momentum.
committee. A number of guys got working up before, including Sean Thompson on the free throw line. That's not missed the first free throw. Gets another. With 39.3 to play in the half.
Line on third
His
down.
team's up
Triple
and
down
running.
distance, opening drive of the game. Let
The
those guys
Timberwolves
fire
here in
off. Get a
Minneapolis.
hat on a hat. You can run the ball, pick up the first.
Oh, we picked it.
All right, good news. The game just got started. There's still a lot of football left to play. The bad news is, though, you've already now turned it over and handed the defense an interception. Quarterback's going to have to be more dialed in with his decision-making in this game.
16 to 50. The Pistons with the lead. Anthony Edwards, the fourth start against Malik Beasley.
Here comes the offense on first down.
Not too easy.
Give to the back.
You know what sad about that?
They pick up half
You
of it.
got a
It'll be
straight down to the
second
back.
and
You have to make it one move, and they're going to get the ball back.
to mix in because
They
defensively,
officially make it
you're not looking for the
providing
possibility
the
to
assistance.
attack. All of a
That
sudden, two
Thompson
guys
struggles to Malik Beasley.
now you got a chance.
That's not a fucking foul, dude.
And it keeps you off balance and really keeps you on your heels.
That's what I don't like is when they fucking do that shit. Oh, there you go. Now you want to call it.
Give on the inside.
That's the only thing these refs don't like us. All right, Bobby. Sleeping? He's out here playing? He's out here playing?
change, and he's got it at the 34. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 34. The give on the inside. Nice move to keep moving.
I know. Football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
Takes this handoff and headed to the right. Really nice, patient job to find some running room by this junior.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense, considering his success now early.
With the run on 1st and goal. Forges ahead for 1 to the 8-yard line. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Wide receiver coming across in motion. He'll run it to the middle, looking for the end zone. Not much room. He gets 1 down to the 7.
As a quarterback, you've got to know in this area of the field, it's tough to throw, right? The windows, they open and close so quickly when you get down to the red zone. What helps you is running the football, but that's tough today because you're going up against one of the top 25 defenses stopping the run.
Now improvising. They stop him short as he was trying to scramble and find his way to the goal line.
Man, what an unbelievable stop by this defense. 4th down and goal. You gave up some yards. You stuck with it. You knew the QB was going to have the football in his hands. You didn't let him get to the goal line. The big 4th down stop.
Now on 4th down, they'll send out the field goal unit. From the left hash, and this distance ought to make that angle pretty easy to handle. Never a doubt. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
This is a team that really prides themselves on starting fast. We've seen that before, and here they are playing at home today. Nice job on the opening drive. Lots of poise, good emotion. They don't get the touchdown they would have liked, but they kick a nice field goal. They've got the lead. Head coach has to be happy with that.
After putting up the field goal, they're set to kick it away. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down to go out and refocus this drive, David.
Yeah, and some people do that better than others, but you got to show some trust in him. Maybe get the ground game going, help around him a little bit with this system.
That's the type of explosive play you love to start a drive with. 1st down from the 42. Quick handoff. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made. After the 9-yard pickup on 1st down, here's 2nd and 1. The run from the shotgun. And they make the tackle, but he has plenty for the 1st down.
I love this guy because he brings a physicality to this Michigan offense. Bo Schembechler would have loved this guy. He would have loved to jog a few extra tight ends on the field, get the QB under center, student body right, and give this guy the football. He would have fit in perfectly with his running style. Man, he is hard to bring down.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on 1st down, make that 2nd down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
That kind of pickup on 1st down, and you can take a shot here on 2nd and short. They'll run the option. He's out of bounds, but not before picking up enough for the 1st down.
You know, you talk so much about QBs, right, and having to make really good decisions. There's a great example. He didn't see anybody open downfield. He didn't hesitate for 1 second. He put his head down, and he took off and went running and generated an explosive play for the offense.
Yeah, and you use these running backs so much in the passing game now, and you expect him to make those plays for you, to make those big explosive plays out of the backfield. Just got to make sure he concentrates and see that ball come in.
From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. And the Wolverines with the 1st and 10. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
And he was off target there, but I tell you what, I'll expect to see more of that. They do a really good job in this offense of getting the running back the football in the passing game. Just let him make plays, let him be a difference maker, ball getting to him in space. So I expect we'll see more of that throughout this game.
They go to the ground. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. Looking for a man. It's Waddle. Flips it out to the back. He ended up losing yardage on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. And the field goal unit is on the field. And he'll try to knock it through from the right hash and 35 yards out. Right down the boulevard. It's good. And with the field goal guys all locked up here in the first quarter. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Central Michigan has the lead right now. Mount Pleasant has been jumping all week, but this game is hardly over. There is time left on that clock. They're up by a field goal over Toledo. We'll circle back if anything changes in this exciting college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. Had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here, Dave.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
This offense has a 2nd down play. Out of the gun, the inside give. They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks. How about these two running games so far? Dominance on the ground as we look at the first quarter stats. We've got a good one going here and looking forward to keep those vibes rolling here in the second. First down to start the drive after the break. A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Not a lot of daylight. He gets one to the 32. Stuck with a running game on first down. Now here they come again. He's looking for an open man on 2nd down. Gets it out fast. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one.
Listen, if I'm a QB, 2nd down, I want to check the ball down and get a manageable 3rd down. But when this defense is flying around like this, so fast closing out, he got to that running back, got him on the ground so fast, the running back had nowhere to go.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. And he intercepts it. Didn't find much room on the return, but now they are in business and poised to strike from the 25.
Not all DBs make the play at the end, right? They can bat the ball down, they can be in position, but they don't really secure the football. Great job by the DB securing the football and forcing the turnover.
Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Jesse, they had to kick a field goal the last time they had it.
Yeah, and oftentimes early in games, you're just trying to find your rhythm. Some things work, some don't on that first drive, David. It'd be interesting to see what happens here in the 2nd drive.
Yeah, you got a feel for the defense now. You understand what they're trying to do, what their game plan is. Now you get to go into phase 2 of your game plan.
So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. On first down, here comes this offense. Looking to throw, it's Waddle. Coming after him. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
And the defense there goes zone coverage, maybe confused the quarterback a little bit, forced him to hold on to the football, and that allowed the pass rush to get home.
Fast motion from the offense. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. First down for this offense. He's up to 81 yards on the ground, and he's been terrific all season, ranking in the top 10 in rushing. The Wolverines line it up with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2.
And this is the area of the field where you need a really good back. You can depend on, you can give him the football. He's going to hit a little crease and just lower his shoulder, be physical, be powerful. You saw last week he got a rushing touchdown. I look for this offense to continue to feed him and maybe get him another one today.
Trying to barge their way in. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of pay dirt.
And we saw it last week with this offense, right? They know who they are down here. They're going to be physical. They gave him the football, and what did he do? He rewarded you with 2 touchdown runs. I look for this offense to continue the physicality and hand that man the ball again.
They'd love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of settling for 3, but it is 3rd and goal. Trying to run it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Michigan.
And I love it. I love the physicality of this offense. It's 3rd and goal. I trust my offensive line to pave the way, give the ball to my running back, and know he's going to physically punch this thing into the end zone.
And they knock through the extra point for the 10-3 lead. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Coming out with it, it's Johns. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays, and I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw at this drive.
And a really good job focusing on the catch. A lot of people get lost on their feet and trying to stay in bounds, but did a good job catching the football first and then getting that 1 foot they needed in bounds.
Handoff from the shotgun. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
I'll tell you, this defensive end, not only can he pass rush, but he can play the run as well. You see him beat the offensive lineman there trying to block him and get in the backfield to make that tackle for loss. That was impressive.
Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. Right back to the well. They get him stopped after a gain of 4 out to the 28.
I know that wasn't a big, huge play, and everybody's not excited, and the fans aren't going crazy, but those are the plays that in the 4th quarter matter a lot. Again, making you tackle my back, making you feel the physicality of the football game throughout, so you get tired and get worn down in the 4th quarter.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Snagged in the middle, it's Kingsbury. Defense on skates that time. They finally drag him down at the 42.
Hey, nice job by the offense there, attacking the middle of the field. Excellent route, finding the soft spot in the defense. Nice job by the quarterback putting it right on his guy.
Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. They'll run it out of the shotgun. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Don't you love energetic defenses that fly around, that make things happen, the ones that get in the backfield, the running back tries to go somewhere? Where do you want him to go? There is nowhere to go. Nice job by the defense creating the tackle for a loss on first down.
And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
Listen, I know that's not a huge gain, but those run plays add up. They make you tackle the back every single play. Physically, you have to get some guy on the ground. It takes its toll throughout a fourth-quarter game.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Complete out of the backfield. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time. And the Boilermakers will call on their punt team. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. And that punt will sail out of bounds. Let's see where the officials spot it. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown, everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
Guys, he's up to 103 yards on the ground, and that's just another routine day for this guy who's been among the nation's leaders in rushing all season long. They created a lot of breathing room with that first play of the drive. Now first down from the 39. Running back searching for a hole. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
9-yard pickup on first down, and now they can take a shot on 2nd and short. Off the RPO, complete. At the 35, he's loose. And he breaks into the open. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Wolverines. Look, it's still early, but we have some real distance being put on the scoreboard right now.
You do. It's early, but you got to find something positive. Right now, everything going in the other direction. So how are you going to respond when you've been hit in the mouth early in this football game? Got to find something positive quick.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Central Michigan has the lead right now. Mount Pleasant has been jumping all week, but this game is hardly over. There is time left on that clock. They're up by a field goal over Toledo. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. All right, guys, so here's the offense back on the field again. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Makes the grab on the left. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. They have just 3 measly points on the board, but trying to cobble a little something together here before halftime.
Yeah, make something happen. And listen, if I'm this defense, I want to keep them right where they're at. Done a great job all game keeping them in check. Don't let them get some cheap points going into the half, get momentum, and start feeling confident about themselves.
He's going to pass. He's got the back in the middle. And he was just a couple of steps away from taking that one even further after the catch. The Boilermakers in the hurry up. They'll throw it on first down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
This offense just has to find a way to find a rhythm here. They're playing at home, and they want this crowd to stay involved and be an asset in the game, but they need to start making plays. They can't keep throwing incompletions this early.
Wonder if they'll throw it again after the incompletion. 2nd and 10 from the 49. Pocket starts to collapse. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. They'll hurry to the line here to try to get off that 3rd down play. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Defense just cradling that fumble and securing it. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
You know, as quarterbacks, you've got to be good in the pocket. Even when things are collapsing and you've got guys swiping at it, you got to have 2 hands on the football. Didn't do a really good job with ball security there, and that led to the fumble.
Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. This has been an impressive first half, and Jesse, they'd love nothing better than to tack another one on before the break.
And why would they want to stop at this point? Everything they've dialed up, they've been able to execute, throwing and running the football there.
And how critical is it for this defense to get a stop down right now before the half? They can create some momentum on their side by getting a stop before the half.
They could have used a little bit more there and pick up a 3. It's 3rd and 7.
All right, well, the offense here, they're trying to get this run game established. They obviously don't break off a long run there, but they're just trying to find their footing at this point.
Looking to throw, it's Waddle. Fires to the big fella. And he goes down right there. That play's going to lose yardage. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Now on 4th down, they'll try to come away with 3. After the earlier field goal, they'll try again, this time a 43-yard attempt. And it's right down the boulevard. And now the lead is extended a little further.
Winning the turnover battle is so important, and you got to make these turnovers convert into points. They get the fumble recovery. Yeah, they didn't get a touchdown, but they're still able to get a field goal and put 3 points up on the board.
So they get the field goal, now about to kick it away, and you get a stop here, and you go to halftime feeling really good about things. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee, and they'll bring it to the 25. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be conservative. We're a little bit down. Listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here, we're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity to show that right now. At the end of the first half, try and generate some momentum, score some points before going into halftime.
A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. After that last completion, it's 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to fight another play.
Got to give the defense a lot of credit, man, because they've come into this hostile environment and they've quieted the crowd down with some of the plays they're making. They've got a nice lead right here, and they're making it hard for this quarterback to go to work.
Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. The throw. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that 3rd down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You've got to be able to make that play.
The Boilermakers will punt it away on 4th down. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Running it back, it's Cobb. Slips through the line. Found a little running room on that one. Picked up some nice blocks before he's run out of bounds. Just enough time for one final play of the half. Dropping back, it's Waddle. Shoots it to the left. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. Takes it the other way. And he gets the interception and finally run out of bounds. And that's how we'll wrap up the first half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, yeoman's work so far in West Lafayette today, and welcome into the halftime update. An entertaining first half, and we've got a multi-possession lead to break down thanks to the surgical precision of this offense. Might honestly take more time to talk about what didn't work than what did. The running game, the passing game, gadget plays have worked. Now it's just a matter of finishing the job. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Ross-Ade Stadium.
And the Wolverines will kick it away to start the second half. He'll bring it out. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way there in the first half. It starts with one play. To get our confidence going, we just got to get something going early here on this drive.
One play, stay aggressive. Now I think I can be even more aggressive on fourth downs because obviously I've built a deficit. My defense has got to make some plays for me too.
Looking for room at the 25. And he earns a first down, and boy, did he earn it after taking that lick.
This offense has a lot of different ways they can attack you, and you're going to see the entire playbook at work in this game. Throwing it, running it, and getting guys the ball out on the perimeter. Great job.
Handoff to the lone back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll
inside, he tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. To the ground with the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with the sack.
The third down offense has not been good, and add this one to the tab. Another third down stop. They give up the sack. They're down by 3+ possessions. Nothing going this offense's way.
The Boilermakers will send out the punt unit. He'll try to really get into this one. He's got great speed. He'll get it up to about the 44-yard line before they slam the brakes on him. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off.
Oh, look out! The 20. Touchdown, Michigan! And the route is on. They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10.
Well, this offense looked unstoppable in the first half, lighting up the scoreboard, and it doesn't look much different here in the second half. They take their first drive of the third quarter, march it down the field, and score. There is no end in sight for these guys.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, let's get you up to speed on what's going down in this fun college football game today. Louisiana is down, but they are not out of it. Not there at Cajun Field, one of the more enjoyable places to watch a game in all of college football. They're trailing by just 4 to James Madison. We'll circle back if anything big happens you should know about.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. They face a pretty tall mountain here, Jesse, down 24, but if they're going to climb it, this is a good time to start.
Sense of urgency's got to be big right here. You just get the feeling at this point of the game, David, they've got to score on this drive. Obviously, their defense needs to get stops, but at this point, offensively, they've got to execute much better.
They got to be super aggressive. Down 24, you're going to need 3 touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions, everything to kind of go your way. So fast and throwing the football.
They'll give it to him again. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. Just a savvy, veteran, productive run from this junior.
You ain't getting by all these guys right up the middle unless your offensive line and your tight ends and everybody is putting in the work up front, committing to blocking. The running back does a great job finding the hole, exploding through it. How about that nice, big, huge gain? If I'm the OC, let's call that one again.
And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. The give to the back. Some belief in that running game as they pick up 5 to the 35-yard line.
I think you run that play so you stay out of 3rd and long. 3rd and long is not where an offense ever wants to thrive. 3rd and medium, hey, I'm good with that. So you run that play to make sure you're set up for a good 3rd down.
3rd and short here from the 35. Might take a shot here if this is 4-down territory. He makes the connection. They'll pick up enough yardage for the first down. They've got it at the 30. I was starting to think about what they would do if they didn't pick up the first down here, but I guess that's a moot point now.
Moot point for sure, and the head coach was probably telling them 4-down territory, we're going to kick a field goal, whatever the next decision was going to be, and now the OC's like, don't worry about it. New set of downs, nice execution by this offense.
They get him off his feet after a pickup of 5 down to the 25.
Yeah, and listen, this guy's had a good day. I know they're trailing and they need to put some drives together, but I also wouldn't abandon him because he's had such a monster day and he's been the bright spot so far for this offense.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. He's looking to throw, and it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
Well, that's just a great play by the defender and great timing. It was the hit that forced that incompletion.
Guys, this offense is already reeling down. Multiple possessions, really need to cash in on this drive. From the gun, wants to pass. And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up.
Yeah, and 3rd and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
It's wise not to be too greedy, and they'll go ahead and send out the field goal unit. Right down the boulevard, it's good. After that last field goal drive, they're set to kick it away. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll... And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Man, that last drive, if you want to call it that, was efficient. One big run for a score, David. See if they can do it again.
Yeah, and I find it hard-pressed they're not going to give it right back to him. You break that long of a run, get a touchdown, Jesse, I'm assuming he's going to touch it again.
You're absolutely right, David. Everybody in this stadium, I think, is expecting him to get it again, too. Big-time players make big plays in big games. Let's see what he can do here.
They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Quick strike complete. Ran through the tackle, and he's got room to run. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. Making great decisions. That's what all of the legendary Michigan quarterbacks have done. John Navarre, Elvis Gerbach, and the guy I can't remember drafted in the 6th round by the Patriots.
Yeah, that guy, what was his name? Tom Brady? Yeah, I think that's his name. Yeah, he was pretty good too. But when you think about Michigan, you don't always think about the quarterbacks, and you don't always think about airing it out. But again, if you want to be a great college football team nowadays, you better be able to throw that pigskin.
And here comes the offense on 2nd down. They'll try the run. A 6-yard pickup that leaves them with 3rd and 4.
It's the MO of this offense, and they really put a lot on the offensive line to go out and really try and establish their dominance and their assertiveness, and they've done a good job of that early in this game running the football.
Quickly out to the tight end. Just what they'd hoped for on 3rd down as they've got a first at the 32.
Just beautiful, and that's a great feeling as a quarterback when you make that throw, and it keeps your offense on the field, keeps the offense in rhythm. Obviously not as good as throwing a touchdown pass, but I'll tell you this, way better than having to trot off over to the bench and wait for your turn to get another shot.
And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop him.
Yeah, this coaching staff, they're getting this offensive line lathered up and into a rhythm. Now they're letting them drive off the ball on 1st down on these running plays, and they're getting chunks of yardage.
Got 8 on 1st down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. The lone back's got it. Able to make the stop after a gain of 2 to the 22. 3rd and short from the 22. Is the field goal unit getting ready, or is this already 4-down territory? They'll try to run for it. They were all over him. Nowhere to go as that 3rd down play turned into a disaster. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Off the RPO, throw to the right, looking for the first. Slam to the ground, but not before he gets to 1st down.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that 4th down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he showed you the arm talent on the throw.
An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. There's a difference between being methodical and thorough and slow. They were slow, and they got the flag. They are controlling the ball. 9th play of the drive. To throw, it's Waddle. Receiver looks it in, it's complete. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there.
I don't know if that's the coverage you want to be throwing wide receiver screens against. Oftentimes, you want the receivers to have some access. You want the DBs to be off a couple yards so you can help set up the blocks and give the receiver somewhere to go with it. It's hard to run that against press coverage, and they only picked up a few yards there.
Makes the grab, and he's dragged down. Just outside the red zone at the 21, but it's 3rd and long. He wants to throw it again. And that third down pass had some serious juice, but they couldn't hook up.
Tell you what, I don't know if the offense was expecting man coverage that time. 3rd and long in field goal range, you're expecting it to be zone. Instead, they lock them up man-to-man, everybody on an island, and everybody won. They get the incompletion, now setting up 4th.
And this one splits the uprights. And they'll push that lead out a little further. Now this team has consecutive wins, and when you start expecting to find ways to win games and you expect that you will perform well enough to do so, that's really hard to stop.
It's a mindset, Reese. This team has it right now. You can tell their players trust each other. Big situations arise in games. They're looking at each other in the huddle on the sideline, expecting to make the play that's going to help them win games. This team incredibly mentally tough right now, David.
And you start to build that mental toughness when you start to string together positive weeks and you start to string together positive plays. Now you know you can do it. It's not, we talked about it in the offseason, oh, we want to do this. Now you're starting to execute it and put it together on the field.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.